Right, welcome back. Yes, it's New Year and Happy New Year once again. Yes, you guys can talk to us on our Twitter handle. What will 2021 be like? What are your dreams? What do you want to see this year? We know it's the Olympic year, and not just that, there's so many football tournaments that will be going on this year. You know, not just football, all other events across the globe. What are you dreaming of? What do you want to see this year? So talk to us on our Twitter handle, channels_sport. Of course, we'll obviously get to read your tweet. But then 2021 is in focus this morning, and we have a special guest in the studio to do that for us. What we're expecting this year. Maybe we can also cast our minds back to what happened last year, because especially having 8 Nigerians being drafted into the NBA, that's historic. Never happened before. We'll also touch down on that one. Deji Omotoyibo, CEO of Sports Vision, is right here in the studio. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning to be here.
Yeah,
good to be here. Yeah, same to you. Been a great year. 2020, well, it was a great year. Yeah, it was. You can't, don't let's concentrate on the negatives. Okay. Yes. A lot of great things happened. It was a tough year, but I think it was a great year.
Well, great year. That was a tough
year. It showed the tenacity of the human spirit. That's what's great about it.
How much you can actually take.
Yeah, exactly. How much you can take, and a lot of us didn't realize how strong we were. So it's a great year.
I like the positive outlook to what happened last year. So surely, I mean, everything that happened, a lot of negatives. And what's your major highlights, sporting-wise, from last year?
The major highlight for me was the comeback of the various sports, the restarts, and the amount of work that went into that. Especially look at the NBA. You talked about the NBA earlier. Look at the bubble. Look at the amount of work. Look at the sacrifice those players had to make 3-4 months, some of them, without their families. You know, and then the amount of work that went in starting the various leagues in Europe. You know, it took, it's a great year. It took tenacity. It took a whole amount of planning. And it just goes to show what we can achieve when we work together as a people. So, well, don't let me claim it wasn't Nigerian, but at least the fact of the matter was, at one point, we didn't know whether we were going to have any sports. For those of us in the industry, it was worrisome. What do we do, you know, when sports is not going on? But we pulled it, we survived it. And then for me, from a sporting perspective, maybe we'll get to it later, 8 Nigerians drafted into the NBA, even though only 2 of them were born and bred here. But the rest of them, like Jordan, has already played for Nigeria anyway. So it's huge. And it just underlines the potential that basketball has for the young people in this country. Already, a lot of people don't know that there are lots of young Nigerians on basketball scholarships in the United States. There are loads of them that they may never even get to play professionally, but at least basketball gave them a platform and a door to bettering their lives. So, great year for me. Difficult, but great.
Interesting that you talked about the restarts. We saw the EPL come back as well. So
all the European leagues and UEFA Champions League was concluded and all of that. At great, you know, it was a great sacrifice, especially by the players and the officials. So you have to commend that.
All right, and talking about comebacks, the NPFL, did it come back?
Yeah, it came back also. It took a while, but then finally, I mean, we waited and waited. We're like, when was it going to happen? Especially when the Women's League started, we're like, okay, if NWFL can do it, NPFL can also do that. I mean, all you have to do, take a bold step. If you haven't done the necessary thing, you don't have to be part of the league. But then they waited for everyone to be ready. And when they were all ready, they said, okay, fine, we can start the league.
NPFL for me, 2 things. Good and bad. The good thing is that NPFL TV has immense potential. You know, and it's a time for us, those of us who want to support the sport, to put our money where our mouth is. If we can get 100 million, if we can get 1 million Nigerians, or even 500,000 Nigerians, paying that 1,500 a month is immense for the league. And if you check the app, it's decent. The coverage is not bad. It's decent. It doesn't buffer. And we have criticized this league so much. It's time to support it. So let's all download the app. When it comes to enjoy the free period, when it comes to paying, let's pay 1,000. It's a reasonable amount. Pay 1,500. A lot of us spend more than that on our phones daily. Let's pay 1,500 a month and know that there's going to be a trickle-down effect to improving this league. Not so good. I don't want to use, maybe I should use bad. It's worrisome that we heard that a team did not do any test. Dakar did not run any tests. I feel that when it comes to these tests, there should be full disclosure. That is done everywhere. There should be a central information body. All the clubs, they do their tests. The central information body should release to us. 100 tests were done this week across the MPFL, 2 positive tests and all that. We need, and what's being done about those positive tests. There should be no secrecy about this. Because it's the life of the players and the officials that is at stake here. Teams should not be allowed to get on the pitch if they did not. And Dakar, if it's true that they didn't hold any tests, have any tests, then they should be sanctioned. That's one part of it. The second part of it is the sustainability of this test because of the cost. I'm worried that let's say a test costs 50K, 50,000 naira. And let's say on the average you have, it's more than that, but let's even cut it down to 20. 20 players on official to be tested twice, because I think there will be midweek games. Tested, let's say, twice a week. That's 1 million per test. That's 2 million a week. That's 8 million a month. Wow. Is that sustainable in the current economic climate? Will the governors, who are mostly the owners of the clubs, would they put that kind of money down? I hope we won't get to like 3-4 weeks and then just let it go. That's my worry about them. But the MPFL TV, great innovation. I think we should all support it. Every level of football in Nigeria should support it, and we should not just stop. We should stop criticizing and let's support it and see. Put our money where he has, but the NFL president said something, and some people are arguing. He has the potential to generate that amount of money. If you have 1 million people, if 1 million people pay 1,500 a month, I think that's 150 million in a year. That's 1.8 billion. So it might take a while to get to the 1 million. I agree.
Of course,
but we can build it up, and we know that there's something there. And as long as they keep the quality and they do additional programming, maybe highlight shows and stuff like that, it'll be worth our while to support that.
I mean, talking about, you just mentioned NFF President Amachu Pini, talking about, how this is going to generate a lot of funds for Nigeria economy. Let's just, listen to him. He was talking on Sunrise Daily on Thursday morning.
We are projecting about almost 18 billion naira they'll be making from it every year. Now it's like free, you can, our projection is about 1,500 naira. You can sit in the comfort of your home, on your phone, watch the MPFL, And we are very happy with the deal we have with the company, Red Strike, headed by former Manchester United MD. So we're not just dealing with regular people. And that's what I said. This is going to have a huge impact in the economy because we are looking at economy beyond oil, beyond other areas. Why can't we do what people do abroad, So we just want to appeal to Nigerians. Give us the support. Allow us. Our traducers, come and join us. Let us work as a team because we can use this to rebuild whatever area we find that are deficient in this country. Football, everybody's seeing football in this country, and we know that. So whatever we are doing, we are very conscious of it. The football committee in our last ESCO 2 days ago has been mandated to follow through to the end. So it's not like the regular one that every month there must be a periodic report to the football committee and they submit it to me.
Interesting periodic report, so they will definitely want to follow it to the letter. I love the fact that you draw attention to it and all that, talking about more money would definitely come. It's going to be beneficial to everyone, both the clubs and of course Nigeria economy.
What they need to do also as well is, like I said, full disclosure. If you are making X amount of money, how much gets to the clubs?
We don't know.
They have to do that. You see, those of us in the sports media and sports consultants industry, we engage organized private sector all the time. And some of the worries they express is that you people don't let us know what the players or what the
information.
There has to be transparency. If, for instance, let's say we make 500 million from this Red Strike deal in a year, of course, the people have invested some money, they're supposed to recoup some money.
Of course.
So if it's 100 million that is going to the teams or the players or the clubs or whatever, they disclose it. When people see these models working and they can see the figures, then you will encourage more people to get involved.
Absolutely.
But some people have this aversion to, all the money they make, they just swallow it, which is not true. So it's transparency that will win people over and let people know that, look, there's something here. Instead of me making noise and criticizing all the time, if I support a particular team, I'll put my money there and watch these games. Even if I don't watch the games live, I can go back and watch a rerun, I think they need to put a lot of content on that platform. I can't run how to run the business, but a lot of content about the clubs, about the players, humanize the players, tell their stories. Let's get to know them, create stars out of our players, and let our young guys here be able to, have an attachment to, hey, I know Tayo Salam is a striker for Shooting Stars. I like him. We have to create things like that because we are building it from the bottom up. It's not going to be easy. Of course. It has to be consistent. It has to be painstaking. We have to be dogged. And those of us who tend to criticize all the time, we have to support when we need to support. And let's see it grow.
Okay, we can't wait to go. Now, games for this weekend, some have been postponed because of, continental preparations and all that. But let's just take a look at all of the games that will hold this weekend. We know that the game between Kwara United and Eyimba, the one we promo earlier, will now be holding on the 20th of January, no longer this weekend. Because continental... Eyimba, they said they needed time to prepare for the crucial game against the America Sudan. They lost that game, they lost 3-0 away from home. So they need time. So Eyimba actually requested that they want to play that game January 20th. That's why it was postponed. Also, Rivers United against Abia has also been moved to Saturday because of the request of Rivers, saying they also want to prepare for Blue Fountain. Despite the fact that they won their game. So for this weekend, the matches on TV this week will be the derby between Kano Pillars and Katsina United in Kaduna. That is going to be a big derby. And also Wiki Tourist and Plateau United in Bauchi. So these are the games that will be taking place this weekend. The one on TV, as I mentioned earlier, Kano Pillars and Katsina United. We can also have Wiki and Plateau United. They will all be on TV. Yes, the big derby. The Heartland Nasarawa will go. Wiki Tourist and Plateau United like to be on TV. Kwara United, Eyimba have been postponed based on Eyimba, on the continent and all that. They requested that that game should be postponed so that they can really prepare for that one.
Another big game is the Rangers are taking on Aqua United. Rangers lost the first game, so they'll be looking to bounce back in that one. Dakar, you mentioned as well, will be taking on Jigawas. Hopefully we get to do the test this time around. Let's get on with the show and let's leave the NPFL. I think you mentioned this earlier already, your highlights for 2021, last year rather, 2020, and the NBA guys that got drafted, historic numbers for the country. Was still staying on basketball. 2021 Tokyo Olympics. History as well is going to be made, where Nigeria will be parading two teams, male and female.
I've always felt that basketball has great potential in Nigeria, and I'm very excited about what's happening. Two teams going to the Olympics is an excellent achievement. It's a fantastic achievement, and I think it just goes to underline the potentials inherent in basketball. NBA draft, the key thing was we had two boys who were born and bred here. Precious Achiuwa and Udoka Azubuike, who are not just Nigerians or born in America or American guys of Nigerian descent who are playing. Jordan has come here, he has played. A lot of young people, when they see the impact sports has on the lives of young people is the fact that it gives you a platform and a chance to excel in a field where you're talented. Two teams going to the Olympics is huge for Nigerian basketball. I hope we'll be able to take advantage of all that will accrue from that in terms of marketing and sponsorships and all of that. I'm not aware these teams have sponsors already. I don't know what the MBBF has done to try and get some sponsors.
Alpha Sports or something with it. That's just for the jerseys.
Yeah, just jerseys. But hey, we should have companies.
They're scrambling to get identified with them. It's a big brand.
Huge. They're going to the Olympics. And it's two Nigerian, and they will play at least three games.
There you go.
And the way basketball is, they might even play elimination games or classification games and all of that. So, it just underlines the amount of talent we have. Yes, you can make the argument that a lot of them are based abroad, but hey, they are just as Nigerian as you and I. You cannot deny them. They've shown the commitment. Some of them have had other options. They chose to play for Nigeria. So you have to respect that. I think we should use that. What I'm worried about is the fact that on the local scene, though, basketball appears to be dead and buried for now. Because of the infighting and all of that. About a long time ago, I think 22 years ago, I was at a meeting and I appealed to. Because, I think I'm sorry to say this, but let the truth be told. I think a lot of people involved in basketball are highly educated people.
Yes.
They went to university.
Exposed.
They went to that. So there are lots of egos
Okay.
flying around. At that point in time, there was some infighting, some issues, some factions, and I appealed to them that, look, this sport, that was 22 years ago, this sport has a great potential to excel. I think you guys should bury the hatchet and look at the advantages this sport has. And I think it's time for that as well now. It's never too late. We have this potential for this sport to excel, for this sport to be as big. And you know, if you go up to some parts of this country, go and watch basketball, go to Kano, go to Kaduna, you will be surprised.
Ilorin.
Ilorin, you'll be surprised at the passion. Lagos. You know, so there's an opportunity here now. We need to harness it. We need to put things together. Let this infighting. I mean, I always tell people, you don't have to be president of MBBF or president of another association to contribute.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. People always want to be... there are people contributing. I know a gentleman that does basketball training at the police college in Ikeja. And a lot of people don't know him. He's a police officer, I think Balogun or something. He trains young people. A lot of young people have gone to American universities through his little training that he does there. He charges a menial amount. I think his own kids are abroad and all of that. But he's contributing at that level. But here we feel that you can only contribute when you are MBBF president or vice president or some. So there's always this jostling for positions that I don't understand. And it happens across all sports. Now it's detrimental especially to the athletes. Because right now, we're talking about all these Nigerians playing basketball abroad.
Okay.
But the Nigerians playing basketball, the young people playing basketball here, what's happening to them?
Yeah.
We need to consider them and bury the hatchet and let these guys, we are kind of putting their lives on pause.
Absolutely.
Because
and it's really not nice.
Yeah, because it seems right now, I mean, talking about your points and all that, we're celebrating the 8 Nigerians that were drafted abroad and everything. Like, as we're celebrating these guys, it's as if over here, what's happening here?
Exactly.
It's like we are just
the
satisfied that
we have to ask the question.
Our national team.
What are we doing to the basketball players who probably, I don't think there's been a league match
in 2 years.
In 2 years. So, and you know, in sports, a 16-year-old 2 years ago is now 18. You are practically wiping away years of his active life. You are practically shutting down opportunities that he may have seen. You know, so it's really, when we consider, we all stop, when we have all this infighting,
yes.
If you people just sit down and consider the athletes, if indeed you care about the athletes, this infighting will stop.
Interesting. All right. The message is very clear to the administrators out there. Basketball, apart from basketball, which other sports are?
Yeah, here we're going to 11. You know, 11. A lot of people have criticized that we're going for 11 events, but there's another aspect to this. I mean, there are many countries that come to the Olympics knowing they will never win a medal. But if athletes make the qualifying times or they qualify by right, we should allow them to go.
Absolutely.
You know, we shouldn't say, no, we're not like to win a medal. It's not fair. You're not like to win a medal. If an athlete goes through the qualifying period, a team, maybe it's athletics or basketball or volleyball or whatever, and they qualify, or an individual sport, and they make the times or they make the requirement and they qualify, they should go.
I agree.
So the fact that we are sticking with 11 sports,
as long as they are, I think they all qualified. I think they all made the qualifying marks or requirements and all that. They should go. They've earned the right to go.
Absolutely.
It's not everybody that will go to the Olympics, but to deny an athlete an opportunity of going to the Olympics when he or she has qualified for it, I think it's not nice.
I don't think
so. We shouldn't be selective. We shouldn't be selective of the sports we'll take, but let's just throw it open. As long as you qualify.
Olympic sport, you need to qualify.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you qualify, you should go.
So we shouldn't restriction.
I don't think they'll stop anyone. Nah.
Okay, we need to go on a short break. After that, there's still so much more to talk about the year 2021.
The last day of the season, these ladies have given their all and now looking forward to the 2020 season. Crave for a regular competitive season that will see teams play more games. Their prayers seem to be answered by the president of the Nigeria Basketball Federation,
Last week, I had my Nigerian Basketball Federation board, executive board meeting. One of the things was we adopted the program for 2020. So it's clear when we're going to start, it's clear what we want to do, it's also clear when we're going to finish.
When are we starting?
And we keep our fingers.
When are we starting?
We're going to start in May.
But the goal is yet to be achieved, no thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. No basketball, no problem for MFM players Oko Ukamaka and Bolanle Yusuf. These ladies are making good use of the pandemic to also showcase their skills off the court. Ukamaka loves shoemaking and is putting her second love to good use.
Immediately the lockdown, they eased the lockdown, I started coming to my workshop. I come every day. Normally, I don't come every day. I come like 2-3 times in a week. Sometimes I don't even come. But the pandemic made me, like this period, it's made me learn a lot of designs, had time to perfect on my craft, and also had time for my clients as well.
And for her teammate Yusuf, hairstyling is her passion off the court.
I can't just be at home and be sleeping and be waking up, pressing my phone. So just take my phone, Google some hair I don't know how to make, then I'll just try it. I can call let me just try this thing.
The saying, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, definitely doesn't apply to these ladies. With the gradual return of sports, they are back training hard and getting ready to compete for a trophy when the league resumes. For them, ultimately, the wait is worth it.
Where the wait definitely continues for basketball in Nigeria, knowing that what the Zenith Women's League, we don't even know when that is starting. Sports is returned, football is returned, handball, volleyball, all forms of sports, but then we're still waiting for basketball to start. We know for the men's league, yes, there's a problem. But the women's league, what are the issues? We're waiting for answers.
Surely it's got to start this year, definitely.
You know, it just underlines, look at the report you just showed, 2 ladies who had something else to do, or who are focused enough to be able to do something else while the league is on lockdown and all that. So many others, the only outlet is their sporting talent. And if they don't have the platform to do that, they go the other way. We all know what the other way is.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel very, very saddened by all this infighting that stops the action. Because these federations is all about the athletes. It's not about the officials.
That's why they're there.
You're there for the athletes. But when people start fighting for a year, 2 years, for personal things, when the athletes are wasting away, it tells me you're not being sincere. Honestly, that's the impression I get. You're not being sincere. You're not being fair to the athletes who you're supposedly there for in the first place.
Okay. All right, talking about administration, right?
Yeah,
Sticking with that one.
administration, yeah, internationally. Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, or let's listen first of all.
Okay, to NFL President confirming that
his intent of doing
to
what?
be FIFA Council.
All right.
If he gets there, the perception, the narrative, everything about CAF will change. Then, coming to the FIFA Council is as important as even the CAF presidency. Every benefit, every privilege that the CAF president has is sent to the FIFA Council. FIFA Council is the biggest, is the most important football decision-making body in the world. I'm a member of the organizing committee for FIFA competition at the moment. But everything we do, we recommend to the FIFA Council, and they take the decision. Only 2 Nigerians have been opportune to be in that council, Dr. Amos Adamu and Oyo Orok Oyo. And Nigeria being the most successful footballing nation in the continent. In all modesty, I just believe we should have a place. Once you get into the FIFA Council, you're automatically a high ranking, not a regular member of the CAF ESCO. So is a plus, it's a win-win situation. I just turned 50. There's a long, if it's God's wish, in the near future, your dream can still be achieved. And that's the truth.
Okay, dream. What's the dream? FIFA presidency or something like that, right?
Yeah, gotta start from somewhere. Gotta get in the council first of all. At least, yeah. What is chances though? I mean, realistically.
Well, I think the chances are, I think he has reasonable chances. I checked, the FIFA Council has all the presidents of all the federations.
Right.
That's 6 federations are there. Right now, Ahmad is suspended, so there's nobody representing CAF at that level. It used to be the FIFA Executive Committee. They changed to the FIFA Council.
Yeah.
And then you now have, each federation now has other members. CAF has a member from Tunisia, Malawi, Burundi, Guinea, Congo, DR, Egypt. And that's the highest decision-making body. So if Mosepe is going for the CAF president, if Nigeria, we are not the CAF president, I think it's only reasonable that we should be in this FIFA Council. Because what it means is that there will be no Nigerian in the decision-making level at CAF and at FIFA. And I think that's not good enough. So I believe there's always a lot of horse trading going on. They bargain, I support you here. It's just like regular politics. So I want to believe that Mosepe has been granted, I think he would win. If there is, I'm not sure there is anybody contesting against him. I think there are one or two people. But I think the South African Mosepe would win, and then they will support Amaju for his bid at the FIFA Council. Hopefully, he will get it. He seems to have a good relationship with the current FIFA president. But it's good because that's the highest decision making. But that's where all things football go to. And it would be nice to have a Nigerian in there. And at least, even if, that's what I say. You don't have to be CAF president or president of a body to be able to do things. At that FIFA Council, everybody has equal votes. And maybe when they have a deadlock, then the FIFA president has a deciding vote. But they're all equal there. They can all make contributions. So if it works for him, I think it's good.
Okay, works for him is good.
With a great leverage for the country.
Okay, before we go, just take Chimaobi's tweet and before we take a look at the papers there. Chimaobi says he's looking forward to see the Northern Derby between Kano Pillars and Katsina United, but the money will still be with Kano Pillars getting the maximum points. Katsina United should know that they aren't Heartland FC, who lacks winning mentality. Come on, that's a bit harsh. But I thank you, Goyoti. There's so many, but we cannot take most of them today.
No, it just underlines the excitement. I mean, maybe those of us in the media, we should encourage people, go get the MPL team, get the app, support this league instead of just contributing and talking it down and all of that. At least let's see how far this takes us.
Yeah, the excitement is actually here. All right, we have time to look at the papers.
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right. We want to thank you so much. I mean, it's been wonderful for you to take. It's the first day of the year, and you the traffic. How many hours did you spend coming? I spent almost 4 hours.
Your driver that came to pick me, I commend that guy. Found a way. He knew all kinds of ways. And he didn't break the law. I mean,
that's very important.
He found some side roads and all of that. We got here.
New Year, same old issues.
Same old, yeah.
We'll pray for a better 2021, right? Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Always
Appreciate
a pleasure.
your time. All right, thank you for watching as well. So wishing you a fantastic 2021. A lot more plain sailing than the bumpy ride of last year. I am Taya Salam.
Happy New Year. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Thank you for watching.